Hey guys, it's me again, Eric. Sorry, it's been like almost a month since I uploaded a video. I've just been pretty busy. Like, I had school, been back home for the spring break, been working. But now I'm going to do another little rant. I was a little, I was scratching my head about what I should rant about. Like, I knew that the new Captain America Civil War trailer just dropped, and I gotta admit that even though I hate Captain America, that I'm gonna see that movie mainly because of Black Panther, Spider Man, but also the tone, like superheroes trying to like claim responsibility for the damage and all that stuff is actually a really cool idea. But now I'm gonna be talking, but since with all this movie talk and all that kind of stuff going on, I'm gonna be talking about just the movie industry in general and that kind of stuff. But anyway, here we go. Alright, movies. I mean, it seems like movies since like at least starting back in like 2010, probably before. It's just been like sequels, prequels, spin-offs, reboots, remakes, that kind of stuff. I mean, I know they're gonna have like a sequel for Independence Day, I think it's called, and I mean that might work, I guess. But RoboCop is like the biggest. It's just RoboCop, the first one, R-rated. It was like it's a very awesome movie, and like they remade it to be PG-13. I'm like, that's not what you do. I mean, that's like an basically like a classic movie. It's gonna be like the original RoboCop is a movie that people are gonna be talking about for like years to come. But this reboot for 13-year-olds, I mean, it's just stupid. I mean, like, sue is like black sleek. I'm like, no. I mean, like, I get like you have updated technology now, but it does not need to be this way. But the biggest thing that people are getting upset about is this new Ghostbusters movie that's going to come out this summer with the all-female cast, Melissa McCarthy, and three others that are comedians from SNL. Now, personally, I try not to judge a movie by its trailer. I mean, the trailer really didn't do anything for me, and I have seen the original movie, so I understand like how great of an iconic, like legendary movie the original Ghostbusters is. I get that, and the trailer really didn't have like a lot to offer many people. I'm, I guess people are still gonna go try and see the summer one. Like a few might go and like spread it through the entire internet. I mean, I'm gonna still try and go possibly, but it's just not that great. I mean, like, I think one of the big things that's happening with like movie industry is that I just like people are like, oh, we should do like this, we should change this, and like it doesn't always work. I mean, yes, there have been sequels that have been known to work, but most of the time nowadays, sequels are just getting worse and worse. I mean, the earliest example of this goes back to like X-Men 3, like the first one and two movies. I know we're well received. I know X-Men 2 got pretty well received by a lot of people, but X-Men 3 just like totally bombed it. And it's now now there are a lot, and I don't know, the movie industry just really doesn't have anything going for me because I mean, like the Terminator movie, like Terminator Genesis, that's like a sequel, prequel kind of thing. Like it's like the final movie in the franchise where they finally destroyed Skynet before Judgment Day. So in theory, that should have completely destroyed the entire franchise by itself. But it's PG-13. I'm like, no, Terminator is R. And it's like a interesting idea, but it's just a lot of plot holes in that movie. Like, who was the person that sent the Terminator to protect Sarah from being destroyed by another robot that somehow managed to get set back in time to kill her parents? It's just too many plot holes in that movie. The one movie, and it seems like all these movies that are getting like bad reactions to are like those that are mainly produced by 20th Century Fox. I mean, I know Sony does have its fair share of like bad movies, but other than Spider-Man 3, I really haven't heard a lot of like movies made by Sony that got like a bad reaction to the people who like really hate it. And that's something to say about 20th Century Fox. I mean, 20th Century Fox has produced some of those greatest movies ever. And I'm sure Marvel Studios has probably made a movie that didn't live up quite to the expectation. But it seems to me that a majority of the movies that are completely failing critically and probably commercially now, starting with Ghostbusters this summer, and coming from 20th Century Fox. I think the only movie that currently the 20th Century Fox has released that actually exceeded expectations for a lot of people is Deadpool. I mean, I'm a huge Deadpool fan. And the only reason why this movie was so successful is because Fox, like, no involvement. I mean, if you look into, if you like look up like what directors have to say about a lot of movies that like failed, they would say like the executives up in Fox something were like trying to involve like make people like do these things that the directors didn't really want to, that conflicted with their artistic view of what this movie should be. Because I know like I heard like the director of Spider-Man 3 from Sony, which is a different company, but still is a good example. Like Sony wanted the director to add in Venom was like a last minute addition. He completely didn't want it, and that's kind of what led to like the failure of that movie. Which reminds me about Spider-Man. I mean, like the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Andrew Garfield. I will admit, Andrew Garfield does do a better portrayal of like the actual Spider-Man hero, unlike Tobey Maguire, who just pretty much makes Spider-Man and Peter Parker like sort of the same person. But Andrew Garfield does make Spider-Man more like quick-witted, more smart-ass remarks, and his portrayal of Peter Parker does make him like more instant chemistry with people. And I know people didn't really like Tobey Maguire's version, but honestly, Tobey Maguire did do a pretty did do a better job of portraying Peter Parker, because Peter Parker is a nerd, like he's an outcast, gets bullied, and Maguire did that very well. And to Garfield, like he tried to do like the outside nerd kind of thing, but at that point, it's just like hipsters, like, not really an outsider. It's just like there. He's not the same Peter Parker that at least I know. Enough of my rant about the Amazing Spider-Man. But now Sony and Marvel are in this deal where they're both working together for Spider-Man for to show up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And don't get me wrong, the little bit of Spider-Man I saw in the Civil War trailer did look pretty cool. But this new deal still has Sony own the rights. Files say like, Sony, why don't you just give Spider-Man to Marvel? I mean, within the first week or two of the first Amazing Spider-Man release, me and like three friends go saw it. Keep in mind, this was like within the first week, the first 2 weeks, I think it was released, so it'll still be pretty popular. We were the only four in the entire theater, and I think that just goes to show, like you've done a good job with the original trilogy, even the third one tank. Why don't you just give Spider-Man back to Marvel? I mean, I know Marvel within the last few years has gained back the rights to Blade and Ghost Rider, and even though there are no plans as of right now for them, that'll be good. But superhero movies in the movie industry is a completely separate thing from like just general movies. Like superhero movies, you can do remakes, sequels, whatever you want. Like it's based on comics. It's like the most biggest expanded universe I ever seen, probably even more expanded than Star Wars. And again, the episode 7 is like Disney knew what they were doing. Like not gonna reboot the entire freaking franchise. I think these generic movies, like, it's really hard for me to find like an original movie idea that can be considered like as good as like those from like the 90s, 80s, or even the 70s. Like, and even like horror movies nowadays are getting so generic and everything. Like, I know there's a 2010 remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, another remake of Friday the 13th, but also like other like new movies like Ouija and Insidious and all this kind of stuff. They're just getting more and more predictable. Like, I mean, all of okay, with the exception of possibly Marvel Studios, because they have like an endless supply of things that can be prequels and sequels and remade all over again. All these other movie companies need original ideas. Like, we want an idea that's like sort of like the next original Robocop, the next original Terminator. We need like good original movies. You don't want these freaking prequels, these remakes, these reboots that everyone is just like downing on. It's just, well, that's my little rant about like the movie industry. Subscribe, comment below about what you like me to rant about. But I know no one really is commenting because I don't really have any subscribers right now. But keep watching, and I'll try to be more consistent with my videos.